Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like. Today, we're going to be talking about trauma and its connection to our toxic traits and unhealthy coping skills with life, and we're going to talk about trauma from the past, such as like sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, like drug abuse, toxic family dynamics, anything like that that can cause you to have trauma later in life. So, if you want to watch this video, stay with us. We're going to be covering some heavy content, so just kind of be warned about that. And let's go. We develop and learn coping skills. Trauma can cause us to learn the wrong coping skills. An example, if you grow up in an emotionally abusive environment where someone yells a lot, and you're on eggshells, you quickly learn to cope with that by being a people pleaser. And you learn to navigate that and read people's moods. You begin to live in a state of what I call hypervigilance. You learn to tolerate and diminish the abuse by complying with the demands so they don't raise their voice or get angry, thus the toxic trait of being a chronic people pleaser. And a lot of men who are abused are coached into boxing up emotions. And boxing up emotions, vulnerability, they were told, tough it up, suck it up, quit your crying, stop being a girl. I can't begin to explain how much that mentality fucks someone up. If you're taught to compartmentalize emotions, like how will you ever maintain a healthy relationship in your life with your family, with your significant other, with friends, with coworkers, really with anybody, Resolving issues requires honesty with yourself. And if you're taught you can't be vulnerable, how can you be honest enough with yourself to work through issues? The fear of vulnerability affects your ability to be intimate, your ability to accept love and to give love and to feel worthy of love. That's all shaped by the trauma you have went through, and you have to work through that. I can't express how important that is. Literally. It affects everything down to your love life and ability to have any kind of significant intimacy and to be close with others. This mentality of feelings are weakness has to be broken. You are human. We hurt. We feel pain. We go through sad tragedies. And if you stuff that all down, how can you truly get past it? You end up carrying that hurt with you, becoming angry, sad. You push people away. And it just sits there like a ball and chain on you, and you carry it until you unbox it and let it go. Unresolved trauma makes you lash out because you have all this pain and sadness and trauma that just hasn't been dealt with. Like I said a second ago, it's like that ball and chain. You're just carrying it, And all you gotta do to be a little vulnerable is talk about your emotions. Be able to open up and communicate is the key for lasting marriages, friendships, family dynamics, all of that. Think about healthy communication. It will make your partner feel heard. It will make you feel heard. Issues between y'all will be resolved and worked through because you've learned to actually communicate a problem instead of just doing the silent treatment, which is one of those unhealthy coping mechanisms that you get from abuse. Pretend there is no issue. Don't talk about the issue. Get mad when an issue is brought up. Shut up your partner, rather than just work through it. You've learned to just stuff those away and not resolve it. And admitting you have trauma and hurt and issues that you gotta work through doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. It'll make you a better partner, a friend, a coworker. Unpacking trauma will heal so much. It starts with honesty. Am I living with anger, resentment, sadness? How has this affected my life? Am I ready to heal these traits and to live a different way? And it's not easy. You know, these things are very complicated. It's a complicated journey, and often it takes therapy. But it begins with admitting, oh shit, you know, I do some toxic things. You know, I'm too angry. I don't listen good enough when people have an issue. You know, it's just, you got to break those barriers down and release that shit, or your life won't change. Your relationships won't grow, and you won't be your highest, happy, truest self until that shit is dealt with, unboxed, gone. And it's a journey, and it starts with just doing it, putting the work in, self-reflecting. Man, the ways trauma can affect our lives, it's unreal. I mean, it affects your self-worth, your ability to accept changes in life. It keeps you in a state of fear when you have unresolved trauma. I mean, I think that's subconscious, like a subconscious state of fear. You know, like you might fear applying for that new job, picking up that new hobby, just because you don't feel good enough, because you were in an abusive situation that made you feel like you're not good enough. Unresolved trauma can cause us to have an unhealthy need to control things in our lives, such as control what we eat by undereating. You know, maybe you are susceptible to anorexia because of unresolved trauma, or it can cause you to even overeat. It can cause you to maybe game a very unhealthy amount of time, or even escape with Netflix and TV for unhealthy amounts of time while letting your responsibilities and house go. You know, it's because you're hurting and you don't know what to do with that hurt. And that's the first step, is being able to admit that and to fix that. And that is it, guys. And again, if you love this content, like this and subscribe to my channel. Bye, y'all.